Welcome to another edition of Great Health, Abundant Happiness, and Outrageous Love. Gorgeous day out here. You might as well face it, you're addicted to love.
Addicted to love. So I do believe that people get addicted, not just to love, but addicted to a person, and addicted to a feeling, and addicted to the emotional roller coaster that they think is love. But it really isn't love. It's just like any other addiction. You know, you make excuses, right? You're addicted to sugar. I'm just gonna have this one last cookie. You're addicted to this person. I'm just gonna call her one more time. I'm just gonna drive by his house one more time. And then we go on to make even further excuses, you know, for why we're not with this person. Well, they're working on themselves, or, you know, this whole twin flame with this. Right now they're running from me because they're working on themselves. Love doesn't entail excuses. It just doesn't. And love is not an addiction. Love is not a need. There is no fear with love. With love, you never worry when you're with the love of your life, whether it's your twin flame, your soulmate, or whatever it is to you. When you're with that person, there is no fear, or when you're not with them even, you know, let's say that you're at work or you're traveling or whatever. There's no fear that their love is going to go away. You know, true unconditional love doesn't ever go away.
So, all these people that are looking for that, because I think a lot of people listen to that, oh, that's great, Karen.
Right.
Well, how do I find it? They really need to focus within first and make sure they're all good and they're full of love, right? They have to love themselves first.
Exactly. You get from the universe what you're seeking. So, for example, if you are so full of love and you're out and about and you are emitting love, and seeking it might be the wrong word.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't want to correct you, but it's not what you're seeking; it's what you put out.
It's what you put
so
out.
So if some people might say, "Hey, I'm looking for love,"
you're inadvertently seeking it, but you don't realize it.
Right, but there's nobody around here that's good enough, or there's this or that. You know, all the excuses you just mentioned.
Right.
They're seeking it, but they're putting off a vibe that things aren't working.
Right. So, for example, on Facebook, on one of the sites, somebody said, "When will I find my twin flame?" You know, my response was, when you stop looking on Facebook for that person and you stop looking for advice on Facebook, the answers are all within, especially regarding love. You must first seek within yourself to accept yourself right here, right now, today, unconditionally, and know that your life and your opinions and your everything is valuable. And once you have all of these amazing feelings about yourself, that's what you're going to attract back in someone else. So what happens instead is, for those that are addicted, and I know it because I was in that addictive relationship before, and what you think is love, the highs and the lows. So all of a sudden you feel so great because you're with the person, and then you feel so low because you're not with the person. So that when you're with the person again, even though you're not getting 100% unconditional love, whatever it is you're getting, you think that's it and that's enough. No, that is not the case. That is feeding the addiction. It's feeding the addiction, just like any addiction, whether it's, you know, like I said, addicted to sex, addicted to food, addicted to sugar, addicted to love, addicted to a person. When you have an addiction, you will take whatever you can get from that addiction and accept it. When you have true love, you don't need to take and accept. It's a gift and you feel it within. It's something spectacular. But the only way you can recognize it is if you have those genuine unconditional feelings within your own self, for yourself. I was listening to a beautiful meditation this morning. Wasn't that incredible?
Yeah, it was great.
It was so great. In fact, I'm going to post the link for that meditation in the description for those of you. I truly believe for those of you that are seeking love, that listening to a meditation like the one I'm going to post for 30, 60, 90 days or more, if it takes that long, until you truly understand how amazing you are. You, not somebody else. And again, you can't think anybody else is amazing until you know you're amazing, because otherwise you're just thinking they're amazing based on a value, based on a description, based on, something that you've read, thought, or heard, not on what true unconditional love is, which I have to tell you is amazing. And until I let go of all of those addictions that I had to somebody else, and I started understanding within my own self how incredible I was, and I didn't have to accept anything less than amazing, outrageous love, as I call it. I always knew I wanted something special, and I didn't know what it was when I was younger. I didn't understand how spectacular and outrageous, as we always say, outrageous love, how outrageous it could be, until I found it within myself. And then when Jeffrey and I met, I recognized it immediately, and therefore I was so excited. And we have continued this. I never once, from the day we've met, have worried that I'm going to lose it. There's no fear in our love. Right. Zero fear that I'm ever going to lose what we have. It transcends everything. It's here today and beyond everything. So under no circumstances can it be lost. And that's what true love is. So let go of your addictions. And if you are addicted, start meditating about how amazing you are. Do an I am amazing meditation, or again, the meditation we're going to post. Or start journaling every day about how spectacular you are. Stop putting out to the universe that you're accepting what somebody is giving you as enough. It's not, unless you know in your heart that it's true unconditional love, which you'll have for yourself. And the reason that, you recognize it again is because you feel it within, right?
Absolutely.
Wishing you great health, abundant happiness, and outrageous, outrageous love. From Jeffrey, where are we?
We're up here on some trail heading up towards Wheeler Lake, but it's beautiful. I'll do a shot across because you can see these rocks in front of us. It's just truly amazing.
It is gorgeous.
beautiful day here. Welcome to another edition of Great Health, Abundant Happiness, and Outrageous Love. Mwah. A gorgeous day out here today. We're out on a little hike. There's so many wildflowers out here.
Sugar wants to get in the video. Shugs.
There she is.
There she is. She saw we're doing a video. I think you can see her behind your head.
That's
She wanted
it.
to be part of it.
All right, speak up a little bit because there's no way.
I will. Okay.
What are you talking about?
So I want to talk about.
Let's redo this.
Yeah.
Welcome to another edition of Great Health, Abundant Happiness, and Outrageous Love. Mwah.
Yummy.
Gorgeous day out here, isn't it?
Oh my gosh. You know, if the skies and the mountains and the flowers could talk, I just wonder what would they say. Like, this weather is absolutely perfect.
It is absolutely gorgeous.
So incredible.
We're out here on a little hike. I'd like to post some of these pictures of these wildflowers. You wouldn't believe how many there are. I'm going to do a quick scan down here. It's amazing. It's wild. Been taking pictures and sent them to our daughter. It's her birthday today. But
Happy birthday, Morgan Rose.
and what did you want to talk about today, my love?
So I wanted to talk about against all odds. Against all odds. It's such an interesting saying. I don't know, it just struck me today that, you know, if you feel that, yes, everything is against you, against all odds, then chances are if that's going to, you know, be your belief focus, right?
Yeah, it's a funny statement when you
Right?
think of it. It's like, oh, I'm surprised something went well. That's not a great vibration you want to put out to the
Right.
universe, right?
Right. So, you know, I was thinking about an article I had read about I think it was the most premature baby, and they were saying that it survived against all odds. I would bet all of the money I have that the parents of this child never gave up hope and never felt that this child was not going to make it. And that is one of the reasons that this child did make it, because the belief was that the child was going to make it. On a much less emotional scale, you and I today saw a Colorado bear weasel. Look it up, people. It was so cool. But the chances of us seeing that are, people would probably say, oh, you can go out for a hike, but you know, you're not going to see a bear weasel. That's against all odds that you'll see one.
Yeah,
right?
we've done videos on this before. It's like, you know, we've seen the lynx, we've seen moose,
the
like,
lynx,
you know, all that
exactly,
stuff
and the
out
moose,
here. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And people will say, oh yeah, chances are, you know, it's against all odds you're going to see that. But for us, we always believe we're going to see it. You know, we've talked about this one many times, how when we look out at the ocean, we believe we're going to see whales. And people will say, well, the whales aren't here at this time of year. You know, it would be against all odds. Well, you know, that's life. And that's why we're talking about this. And it goes for everything, relationships. You know, people will hold on to the love of a person that they know is the one. And, you know, or they'll marry that person, and there might be something, you know, an age difference, or maybe somebody didn't think it was the right person, but you knew that it was, and they'll be like, well, against all odds, here they are, married 30 years. Okay, it was not against their odds. It was with their odds because they believed in it. And I think that's the key to the universe. Whatever we focus on and we believe in is what will happen. And you know, here's the flip side of that. And something I don't want to say, this is very touching to my heart, and I hadn't really talked to Jeffrey about it because I know that it's going to tug at his heartstrings as well. But you know, for those of you that have been with us for a couple of years, you probably remember our dog Captain, who was truly Captain and Sugar Baby together. You know, they were the light of our lives when we would be out hiking and at home. And Captain, we traveled with them to Costa Rica. Captain sadly got Ehrlichia, even though he was on the medication that is supposed to prevent Ehrlichia and other tick-borne illnesses. But his little body just couldn't take it. You know, that he did get bit and he got infected. And Jeffrey and I were told that it was fatal. In fact, the day that he passed away, we were told to put him down and that he was dying. And what we decided to do instead was to bring him home, and we brought him to some places that he loved outside, and we held him close, and we told him where he was, and we stroked him because he had gone blind that day. And we just then brought him home into, the house that he loved, and he knew the smells. And we laid there with him, and we told him, this is really hard, but we told him it was okay. It was okay to go, right? And so part of me wishes that maybe I shouldn't have told him that, and we should have said, against all odds, you're going to beat Ehrlichia, right? So he didn't. And then on the flip side of that, against all odds, Jeffrey had immunotherapy on his lips, and he beat skin cancer. So life is what we say it is. That's our reality.
Yeah, it's like, I love those old sayings that, when you start digging in, there's a reason why people say them, believe it and you'll see it. I love that one, right?
I love that too.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
So anyway, thanks for joining us. This was really a heartfelt one for us. There's so much beauty in all of that. And, life happens the way that it's supposed to happen at the end of the day. And with that, wishing you great health, abundant happiness, and outrageous love from the beautiful trails of the Rocky Mountains in Colorado.
See you guys. They're building a city. We built this city. That's what they're singing. You ever look at ants? They've all got a job. It's amazing, really. They've got a whole society going on down here. And the intelligence that they have really is amazing if you think about it. Someone posted a picture today of a dog smiling, a little dog. It was beautiful. And someone said, hey, they're so intelligent. And they had a teacher that said that dogs were dumb. And obviously everybody was correcting. And the person that was saying that didn't believe that. But I think all animals are smart in their own way. I mean, think about what's going on here. These guys have got something figured out. Right?